Bam, going live. Welcome to the stream tonight. We're going to keep it short, but we are here. Wasn't sure we're going to make it, but we're here. They can't get rid of us that easy. Advocates for Justice Paralegal Boxing School. Yeah, we teach you guys how to bring it to the table. So you guys saw in the thing, tonight we're going to be talking about a program that you can use if they're stalling the process of service. We had a couple of people with that problem. So we're gonna talk about that and some things that we could be doing to help you take the power from them, and they will have no value in doing that. So we're going to talk about that tonight as soon as we get everything lined up here. It's been a rough week this week. I think I mentioned that in the thing there. You know, my account it didn't get shut down. It just got closed up to make sure that me was me. Yeah, apparently there was somebody else trying to be me. Imagine that. I don't know why the haters don't like me so much. Yeah, and you just tell your kids that it looks like it cares, right? So in this video, let's just get to work. We're going to about a couple of things that you can do for when the process server is stalling the service, and we're also going to just touch just a second on the new bomb that we got out, the TRO, to block the state from receiving federal funding as long as they're violating the citizens of the state. And that thing's pretty far. We've sold a few of those, and I was hoping to have a couple of people on the show tonight that actually invested in that package, but I didn't get a chance to even put out that I was going to be here until like 30 minutes before it was time to be here. And this was the only time window that we got. No, we are here and back on. I still have a couple of things to do to get control of my other accounts. But as long as I got my Google and I'm able to access my email addresses, I'm good. Now, part of this problem, I got a new phone last week, so the new phone, and then this issue where all of my stuff got shut down. I didn't have email to go to, so. But everything's back up and running now, and then the things that are up and running are going to be up and running. So we had a couple people call in. One of the ladies called in. The marshals were stalling off her process of service, and I went through this same situation when I was helping a very close friend of mine. I can't any names, but you guys know. So we're going to cover a few things that you can do when you have opportunity when they're stalling your service. So we got some options for you to review, to think about when they're installing their process of service. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be the stalling of the process of service. It could be the stalling of your stuff, being filed in court, or whatever. It could be the clerk stalling. It could, just so. Keep in mind that we want to look at this from a broader perspective and not back yourself in the corner, because that's how we do here. We don't back ourselves in the corner, and we make our own rules just like them. Welcome to the show tonight, Bay. Glad to have you. I don't know what rights you're talking about, because you don't have any rights. So you don't have any rights, and you're in you're an administrative court, and that's why you don't have any rights. So I don't know. I don't know what if you don't pay to file your lawsuit, then you don't have a lawsuit. So you better throw your stuff in the yard. So I don't know. I don't worry about all of that. I follow common law. common law and the Constitution. So that's pretty much it. We've already discovered a while back that statutes and codes do not have the three elements that that is needed to be for them to be considered valid law. They don't have a title, they don't have a body, they don't have an enacting clause. The enacting clause is like the most important thing because the enacting clause tells people from what authority the law comes from and who's subject to following it. So now I'm going to finish the presentation tonight, and if anybody has questions, they can ask them later at the end because we're tight on time tonight. I barely got on. I barely got my stuff back. As a matter of fact, I sent that email on Facebook that I didn't, I had a little trouble this week. But we are here, and we're ready to roll. So we're going to talk about a few things that you can do to put yourself in the best position if this is happening to you, or to keep this from happening to you, or let me be a little more clear, to put yourself in a position where there would be no value for them to do this to you. So that would probably be a more clear way to put what I mean on this. Now, things that you can do if you think they're stalling the service, and some of these things I would be doing anyway, okay? Because it's easier to do this stuff at the gate and prevent and remove the value of them doing this to you. So that's kind of what we're going to talk about tonight. Before you go for the people who are already in there, then you need to do what you got to do. So now, one of the things that I would do is I like to place my documents on the public record before you file them in the court. So you place them on the public record. I think it costs like $10 or something, and they stamp this little funny stamp thing on it at county recorder's office, or maybe the courthouse. I don't know, but I do know you can place in the same place where they put the deeds and all that stuff. You can place it on the public record. Now, from what I understand, placing on the public record, puts it in comments or something. I haven't had a chance to study all that, but I do know that I would do that ASAP. Place all of your documents that you're going to file in the public record. Now they have less value to manipulate them or change them or try to do stuff with them, because you have them posted in the public record and you can make reference to them. And okay, so that's kind of how that works. Now, the other thing that I would do is I would mail a copy of everything that you file, priority mail, because it doesn't cost that much for priority mail. Make somebody for the judge sign for it. I would mail them priority mail copies of everything that you file, and I would put on the top of it chamber copy. Now that's going to help prevent the clerk from manipulating your stuff, or at least it's going to hold the when the clerk start manipulating your stuff, because the judge can't sit over there and say they did. So that's one of the things we do. Now, if you paid to have them people served, and that's what it mandates that you do for your state, you should research that yourself and make sure you're using the process of service. Now, if you think they're going to screw with you, or if you can't pick out your own process server that's not connected to these people, then what I would do is I would also include in addition to the service, I would also mail it to them registered mail. Make them sign for it. And so when you do that, now you put yourself in a little bit different position. They can't hide and screw around. They know it's coming. And I would also, if you think the clerk is jacking with you, then I would send the stuff registered mail to the clerk. We did that with another person that I was helping. And when the clerk went, and it was during the pandemic, when the clerk went to go pick up the stuff, it finally got lost until eviction day a few days later. And then they found it. Oh, wait, no, they found it the next day, because we already was adding the clerk who picked up the mail right to the lawsuit. So yeah, all of a sudden they found it real quick, and there were some apologies. So these little tips really work well. Other you can use to turn up the heat. You can hire your own process server and to perfect the service, and you'd have to get someone from the other side of town or whatever, because you know that most of these people are connected and now one of the things that I would do too is I would review what the job is. This process server, I would review what they're supposed to be doing, how long they're supposed to be doing it, and how long it's supposed to take them, all of that stuff. You want to review those things before you hire them. Otherwise, you don't know if you're getting screwed or not. So I would review that. Now, if you review that and they start stalling, that'd be the first thing you can throw on the table. I reviewed your stuff here. You guys you're violating the contract that we had, and I'm going to add you. It appears that you're helping them. Nobody wants to get added to the lawsuit. And you got to be bold and willing to stick that in their face. If they're bold enough to try and help their buddies over there, because that's what it comes down to. We need to be bold enough to smash them in the face too. So anybody that's getting in your way, smash them in the face too. So that's kind of what we're doing here. We're learning how to do. At the end of the day, I would serve a notice of claim on the corporation that you hired that's stalling. You can do a notice of claim. A notice of claim just lets him know that you're going to file, and give them opportunity to get the lead out, but at the end of the day, if they don't, and you think that they're helping them cause you damage, then, well, you need to do what we need to do. So, now, one of the things that I wanted to touch on tonight is that new tool to block the federal court funding, the new TRO. I want you guys to go and check it out. It's on my website. You can go there and take a look at it. It's pretty powerful. If you invested in that package, I'd like you guys to send me an email or text messages and let me know. I'd like to know what you think about it, and maybe have you on the show to tell people what you think about it and how they reacted to it, everything. I'd like to have someone who invested in it tell people what they thought about it and how they reacted in it, so people ain't having to listen to what I got to say. So if you invested in it, now one of the other things too that I wanted to touch on is I don't need people to call and give me a report on what happened in court. The videos that you're watching are old videos. Those were old videos. We already know what they're doing now. And so I don't need a report from everybody anymore about what they're doing in court. What we're doing now is working pretty well. I get feedback from people after they figured out why they're trying to do to what they're doing to them from the court, and what they need to do to get back to them what they're trying to do to you back to them. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, and what your game plan is. Then you can shoot me a message, a very short message. Hey, this is the court did this, and this is why I think they're doing this, and this is what I think I need to do to smash them back in the face. What do you think? Now, when I'm reading that, I have an idea of where you're at and understand how you're thinking, and I can say, hey, I think you're doing great, or you might want to do this, or you might want to do that, or you might need to go watch this video or that video or something. When you come that way, I have something to work with. When you come the other way, I don't have much to work with. And as you know, I don't jump in the middle of, I talk to a lot of people, and I don't remember what people say. You could call me in a week from now, and I can talk to 20 or 30 people in between that time. And so I don't remember what everybody said. So you guys need to keep that in mind. Make sure that you check on what these people are supposed to be doing that you hire, so that you'll be able to tell when they're throwing your ass under the bus and helping them, so you can do something about it before it's too late. Thank you guys for the value of sharing your time. I just wanted to keep it short tonight. And I've got another video I'm going to be releasing on Tuesday, Monday, or Tuesday that's going to go over some other tips that you guys might want to check out. So thank you guys for sharing your time tonight, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh, make sure you subscribe and click that bell, and also click on those ads so I can get paid. Okay, click on those ads so I can get paid from the ads for the free legal training that you guys are getting up in the house. Thank you and good night.